Welcome to today's huddle. Listen, I saw some videos over the weekend that I wanted to talk to you guys about. Not from anybody in this room, but on the video. Hopefully, they'll be watching. So, when we talk about using video, it's not just about video for social media that we're talking about. We're talking about actually face to face, the next best thing to face communication with your clients. I don't know if any of you received them from me, but when Camille is recruiting someone, sometimes she will have us take our phones and she'll go, "Hey, send a text, video text to this person and talk to them, and just give them a little message, short little message that how excited you are to work with them, etc." And we'll do that. Um, and I saw some social media videos over the weekend. Hello. That I thought, oh my God, if they're doing this on social media, are they doing this like when they're doing this face to face in person? So there are several, there's a right way to do it, and there's a real wrong way to do it. It's usually girls that will try all of the other ways. Guys, we just pull out the phone and usually start recording. The girls are trying to get all of these angles, and they're like, "I want my chin to look just right," um, and it's a hot mess. And then at the same time, guys take it too far the other way. There was a video that was only half the person's face in the video that they were making. Like, what are you like? You see yourself. Like you could like there's this giant 7 by 2.5 inch version of you right there. You see yourself, but they didn't correct it, right? So that's terrifying. This is your next thing, next to best face to face. It's the same thing as face to face. This is almost as good, and this is what we're putting out there. All right. There's a simple way to do it. You do not need a selfie stick at all. You don't even need a tripod if you're making these kind of videos. Now, there are one or two people in the building with really short arms, the old T-Rex arms, and it's hard for them to do it. I get it. But everybody else, look, you're just taking this thing and holding it at arm's length. Arm's length, and I will show you what that is. Arm's length, and this is where you should be centered. Like right here. And I'm gonna play this for you in just a second. And you also got to have a smile. Do you see where I'm positioned in that? Now, to do this, you got to be wearing a nice shirt. Like if you're making these videos trying to do it in your bathrobe and you're cutting it off right here, that whole defeats the whole purpose. All right. Just if nothing else, put on a nice shirt. But this is where you should be laid out there. Now, here's the thing. What if this is your first impression with this person? Don't you want your first impression to be amazing with somebody you're trying to do business with and deals with this size? You want it to be incredible. Jasmine always looks incredible on video, so we're not going to use her as an example, but she also makes more video. She makes a lot of video. So does Nicole DeSantis, like lives with this thing right here. Okay. The rest of you, you got to start doing this and you got to get used to it because you're not going to get face to face with most of these people, especially when they're an hour away, half hour away, or more. You've got to use video, short videos, and you've got to look good in these videos to send to them. So it depends on the message. Dominique asked, what's the best thing to say? It's a really good question. It completely depends on what you're trying to convey. When I would leave a video text for prospective recruits, I would and look, everyone has their own way of doing it. You can't be tired. You can't be bored. You can't come across as you don't want to even be sending this video to them. And some days we would get these messages from her at the end of the day, like, "Hey, she's in the this." I'm like, "Oh, God, I'm exhausted." Okay, video, I'll put their thing in there. And I would just get it out at arm's length and just I was marketing director at the time. So I would just say like, hey Ted, this is Rob Hamilton with Century 21 Connect Realty. I'm the marketing director here, and Camille's told me all about you and all about what you're going to bring to the table as far as a great productive agent, and we can't wait to help you do that. So if you have any questions, this is my cell phone number. Just text me back or call me, and I'll be glad to talk it over with you. Look forward to working with you. And that's the video. But you have to put that personality into it. Okay, this is what doesn't work. Hey Ted, so Camille asked me to shoot this text message to you and hope it helps convince you to come here. Anyway, this is my cell phone number. Call me if you need me. Like you do whatever you're trying to convey. If it's a lead that comes in from Boomtown, so many people don't do this. So few people do. If you get a lead in and you're not sending them a video text like that, where you're like, hey, John, I just got just left you a voicemail and I got your contact information here. You were looking at homes in Marietta. That's an area that I specialize in. If you have any questions about it, I can help you with your home search. Just wanted to put a little face with the name. So feel free to hit me back here. This is my cell, and hope to talk to you soon. And that's it. You don't get too salesy. You don't do any of that stuff. You're just a nice, kind, smiling face that you've disarmed them. Now they don't say, oh, it's a telemarketer or something or whatever. They're like, no, you're a real person and you're a pleasant person. Now they know you. Hopefully they like you. And now you start working with them and get them to trust you. But that's opening the door. That's the first step. They got to see you and they got to see who you are and they got to know who they're dealing with. And instantly they get disarmed. This is how I ended up buying my car where I bought it at the Hennessy Jaguar Land Rover, because their salespeople do this. And I was in and I was looking, and I talked to one guy who did not sell on the Land Rover side, but he sold on the Jaguar side. And he was like, I just showed up at lunch one day over there, and they were in a meeting. All the Land Rover people were in a meeting together. And he goes, if you can hang around just a little bit, I can get somebody for you. And I was like, I can't, dude. I'm on my lunch break and I still got to go get some food and get back to the office. He goes, can I get your contact info? I have somebody reach out to you. Sure. Gave him my phone number. They didn't call me. They didn't text me a text. The guy sent me a video and was like, hey, his name also is Robert. It's Robert. And he was like, hey, this is Robert with Hennessy Land Rover. So sorry you popped by right when we were in a very important meeting about some programs we're rolling out. Hate that I missed you, but if you can stop back in, I'll be glad to show you one of our vehicles, et cetera, et cetera. Short little videos, maybe 20 seconds long. And I'm like, okay, I know what the dude looks like. Looks like a nice guy, was smiling, kind. Uh, you know, he was a good salesman because I bought a car from him. But that's what did it for me. I was like, when I walked up into the lot, guess I saw him and I went to him. I didn't have to go there and go, yeah, some guy named Robert called me. And apparently he works on the Land Rover side. They're like, oh, we have 3 Roberts, which what he sound like. And I go find the guy. I saw him standing there. And I just walked up to him and was like, Robert, hey, Rob. And he was like, Rob Hamilton. Yeah, glad you came back. And we had a conversation. But that's what broke the ice. That's what did it for us. That deal would never have happened probably if he wouldn't have sent me that video text. Pleasant, calm, not salesy video text. and connected me with him as the person that was going to help me there. So you guys should be doing the exact same thing in your real estate business. Every lead that comes in, send them a nice 15, 20-second video text. Do not get salesy. Just say, hey, if it's somebody you sent some materials to, hey, just sent you some materials on, whatever. And, if you have any questions about it all, just please, get right back to me. This is my cell phone number. Feel free to call me anytime, and just leave it at that. Uh, it's it's not face to face, but it's the next best thing on this planet that you can do with someone, because if you feel like it's face to face. I and you know what, I have been, it's not, maybe not real estate, but I have been working locally in Roswell on some board stuff on committees that I serve on, and I've got now to where I have most of my conversations with them on FaceTime. I don't even get on the phone with them anymore. I will have it on FaceTime because it's like a face-to-face conversation, and I can read their expressions. They can read mine. Any misunderstanding or miscommunication, which you guys know which is why email is not really a good form of communication. Everything gets misunderstood. Every tone of voice gets misunderstood. You can't tell, are they serious? Are they sarcastic? What's going on? So that's why I started having most of these phone calls that way too. So I do recommend that. As close to face as you can get. And of course, if you could do it face to face, do that instead. It's even better than short videos. But short videos where you show you from here to like here is the absolute best that you could do outside of face to face. Now, somebody asked me this morning if they could borrow our microphones because they were going to go record a selfie video. If you're recording something you want to post to social media, and it's a little bit longer, like a 45 seconds or whatever, and it's a piece of content, sure, you definitely need to have a microphone on, because the microphones on those things are horrible. However, if this is a short 10, 15, 20-second video that you're texting someone, by all means, just use the microphone on the phone. You're probably not going to be in a loud environment. You're not doing this, while you're sitting at a Braves game or something and it's, chaos around you. I saw Rip do it this morning. Rip walked past us and with his phone, and he walked out the doors over here, and then my phone rang, so that it was my mom, and I started to step outside so I could take the call, and I saw through the glass doors, saw Rip holding his phone, and he was talking into it and making a little short video, and I waited until he was done. Be respectful when you see other people doing it, and hush. And I waited till he was done, and then I went outside, and he said, "Hey, let me show you this. What do you think of this?" We showed it. We talked about it. So always do. I mean, he went outside to be quiet, to get and also the light's better out there. So that's why he went outside to make the video. But you don't need any other microphones or anything. You have the whole studio in your pocket. Just pick it out. You can either do one of two things: text the person, get their information in there and open a text thread to them, hit camera and record it and do it. Or you can just record it into your camera roll if you want to keep it, and then put it into the text. Show of hands, who in the iPhone versus Android? Who's got iPhone? Everyone except one. You have Android? Okay. All right. So Android, when it comes to texting videos, is a little bit weird, especially if you're going from Android to iPhone or iPhone to Android. They come out a little bit, they can be small, they can be pixelated. You don't get the whole deal, the whole experience. It gets real tiny, and then if you tap it to blow it up, it's very pixelated. iPhone to iPhone, of course, it's the full resolution, 1080p, 60, frame HD video, goes through iMessage. So if you're having trouble with it and the quality, just come talk to me, and we'll we'll show you how to get around that. Yeah. Yeah. So there you go. That's one way to do it. Kaya says just post it to TikTok and then download the video from there. If it's personal communication, you might not want to do that because you might not want that on your TikTok. If it's something to, it's why it's private. Yeah, save it on private. Saves it on private. Google Drive, yeah, is an option too. There's lots of ways to do it. See, that just means if you want to do it, there's tons of ways to do it, but you've got to want to do it. You've got to know, look, I don't care. I got to talk to this person. I got to tell them this, and I want to do it as close to face as I possibly can. And that is how that's how you do it with that, guys. And I posted that one, that picture on Workplace an hour ago, because one of the ones I saw this weekend, they were in a mirror and they were filming into the mirror with their phone while they were talking. I don't know where that idea came from. I don't know where that versus this, maybe the selfie camera on their phone doesn't work. I don't know. But yeah, it was bad. And because then you start talking too, and you're not looking at the screen on your phone and your hand drifts over here while you're talking, and you're shooting like, a chair and some furniture or something. You're not even in it anymore. Please don't do that. Selfie mode, arm's length, head in the upper third of the video, and you will look perfect and professional every single time. Like you can't go wrong with that. So, all right, I'm going to open up for questions here. Sorry. We'll open up for questions, first of all, around the room. Give me something. This is your time right here. I know somebody's got something. Yes, ma'am. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's a great question. Jasmine's question is Boomtown has the Boomtown Now app. How do you send it through there? What's that? I don't know. We'll check on that, but you can definitely text it to them. If you have their cell phone number and you have all their date, their information, you may not be able to send it through Boomtown. I don't know that you can't. I just know that I don't know that you can. But Jay and I'll figure that out and we can get an answer to you guys for that. Otherwise, just text it to them. Yes. You guys, Dominique, you have a question? Okay. Yeah, it might be one of a lot of the extra stuff in there or something that's not a part of what we do. Atticus, what you got? Yeah. Yeah, you need to be obviously reaching out to these people as soon as possible. Chris Romero was just in here telling us that the last couple of ones he's got like 2 a.m. in the morning. And it's late at night. Okay. Well, that's something we could talk to them about and say, but also look, they can't control human behavior. And if that's when the lead comes in, then that's when it comes in. And that means they're up looking at stuff on there. I know. Yeah, great idea. Great idea. Jasmine says, even if you get the lead at 2 a.m., don't call them right then. So the middle of the night, they're probably searching for homes while they're laying in bed trying to go to sleep or something. Just call them first thing the next day. It happens. People start doing stuff like that, and some of a good chunk of the searching is done late at night while they're winding down, and the kids are in bed, and they're on their device, they're looking at Instagram, they're looking at homes, they're looking at Zillow or whatever, and that's when the lead's going to come in the minute that they fill out that little form. There's no delay in it, so it's not like they searched at 7 p.m. and then it was pushed until 2 a.m. to send to you. If they search at 7 a.m., you have it by 7:01. So that's up to you when you get back to them. But Chris's point was, I'm not calling them back at 2 a.m. Like, no, you probably should. Even if, because if they're looking at their phone, they might not be able to go to sleep, but their spouse may be sound asleep, and they're not going to have a conversation with you. They'd probably be upset you called them at 2 a.m. Yeah, yeah, no, yeah. Jasmine made a good point. If you have your templates set up, I think you were some of the first one. I think you might have been the first one to do it, where if you set the templates up for responding, you could just go ahead and send that to them. But unless you're sound asleep at 2 a.m., the odds are you might be. But go ahead and send it to them as soon as you wake up and see that. If you have notifications turned on the Boomtown app. What else we got? We've got like just a couple minutes left. All right. These videos that you're texting, by the way, I didn't mention this, but they're always like I shot it right there. It is vertical, and you should always be spaced out, spaced onto the screen like that, because that's the way they're going to watch it when it comes in, and they're going to look at it. If, I mean, if you're not dressed appropriately, or you're in your pajamas or whatever, for the love of God, don't send them videos. If nothing else, go put a shirt on, a nice shirt or blazer on, and then send them a video. I don't care if you're in your pajama bottoms. They're not going to see that. So it'd be like news anchors, just suit from here up, Nike shorts and tennis shoes from there down. So just make sure you look good, especially if it's your first impression. That's kind of like the big moment. That's the either right then they're like, nope, this person is lazy, disorganized, and couldn't even couldn't even put a nice shirt on for this. Or no, that looks like a professional right there. That looks like somebody that I could work with. That's how quick that decision gets made. Either they write you off or they're willing to continue the conversation further. Don't do anything to make them write you off. Like y'all are too good at what you do to do that. All right, questions. Next questions. We got like 1 minute left.
Has just all those state videos on it, but I feel like I wish there was maybe something else like you guys feed into so it could be. I know you guys do like the embedded emails and all of that stuff.
YouTube. Her question is the best way to organize all your videos. So you pick ones to put in the embedded video email, etc. You should be putting them all on your YouTube channel, all of them, because you have to have them on there anyway to do an embedded video email. It has to put a YouTube link in there for it to populate the thumbnail and the play button and take up that portion of your email when you lay it out. Which, by the way, there is a really cool template in our new platform for that we've already been working on setting up. So it'll be super simple, but you got to use YouTube to organize those things. And then you, in the background behind that, you can organize a playlist or whatever you want. And say, okay, well, here's all the ones on this topic. Here's all the ones on that kind of topic. So when you go there, they're really easy to find. And the good news is you can download them if you want to. It's your YouTube channel. You can click on download and put it right back on your device. So you don't have to store it there. And then you have it for use. And this goes hand in hand with the first part of this conversation. If you text them, and you text them a video like we've been talking about today, and you're like, hey, I just wanted to reach out, like you put a face with the name, and let you know I'm going to be sending you some materials to your email address, and list the materials you're going to send them. And by the way, I'm going to send you in a few seconds a follow-up video on what other next steps, or what comes next, or what would come next. And then you just go to your YouTube channel and you copy that and paste it into the text and send it. And now they have the video and the text. They can watch it right there on their phone. They can go to your YouTube channel. They could see all the other content. It's kind of a combination of the two things. That's a really good point, Kaya, is that it's not just that face-to-face communication with a video that you're texting them, it goes into your other platforms and kind of spiders out from that point. That's really good. All right. No questions? We good? Everybody's go get out of their pajamas and when they make a video? Good. Okay. All right. Thank you all. Selena is up next. In the meantime, let's go to work.